poor boy who invented the most luxurious car in the world. Nobody could have predicted that this poor child would one day build the most luxurious car in the world. It's none other than Rolls-Royce. True household names in engineering include Rolls-Royce. One of the most popular luxury vehicles money can buy is a Rolls-Royce. It is funny to think that it all began with a struggling young person who was passionate about invention. Nobody could have predicted that Henry Royce, a country lad who first began fiddling with engines, would one day produce some of the most costly automobiles in the world. And when he at last ran into his daredevil partner, history was created. Don't overlook this detail. In this video, we are going to look at the invention of a luxurious car by a poor boy. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel to see more fresh content. Frederick Henry Royce was born in Wilton, England in 1863. His parents, James and Mary, ran a flour mill. James had carried on his father's business practices, but he lacked the skills to do so. As a result, revenue was low, and the Royce family struggled with poverty for many years before being forced to file for bankruptcy in 1867 in an effort to make their situation more bearable. By the time the family moved to London, Frederick Henry was 4 years old. Then in 1872, tragedy struck again when Henry's father passed away, forcing all of the children, including the 9-year-old Henry, to work to support the family. He began delivering telegrams and selling newspapers. Henry's childhood poverty had a significant impact on him, and by the time he was 15 years old, he had already completed 1 year of school. As a young adult, he began an apprenticeship with the Great Northern Railway Works. Henry took advantage of every chance to educate himself, despite not having a formal education. Studying algebra and French meant electrical engineering in his spare time. His aunt had also given him some financial support. Henry spent a brief time working for a Leeds-based manufacturer of tools. When he moved from London to Liverpool in 1882, his ultimate ambition was to become a full-time engineer, but after 3 years he was forced to leave owing to financial troubles. He continued to work for the Electric Light and Power Company there, but at the age of 22, he co-founded a company called F.H. Royce & Company with his engineer friend Ernest Claremont. For the next few years, they toiled non-stop to produce electrical components like doorbells and dynamos. But as the company grew, and by 1894 they were also producing electric cranes, Henry Royce's interest turned to motor cars. The company's name suggests that Charles Stewart Royce is another individual we should discuss. Charles Royce, the youngest child of Lord and Lady Langattack, was born in 1877 in affluent Berkeley Square, London. He pursued his passion for engineering at a young age and later enrolled at Trinity College in Cambridge to study mechanical engineering. Charles was exceptional because he was known for tinkering with motors, earning the nickname Dirty Rolls, and he was the first undergraduate to own a car during his studies at the age of 18. Charles began working on a steam yacht after earning his degree in 1898 before joining the London and Northwestern Railway. He was more interested in motoring innovation and salesmanship, but with the help of his father's money, he opened one of the company's first car shops in 1903. Charles committed to importing and selling Peugeot and Minerva automobiles during the ensuing few years. Charles used the money from the business's success to fund his sporting activities. He was a keen pilot as well as a passionate racer and pioneer driver, and as you can imagine, both of these pastimes are expensive. Charles' lifelong fascination with cars, however, would eventually cost him more than just his money. Henry became increasingly fascinated with cars while running his business, F.H. Royce & Company. In 1901, he purchased an old 2-cylinder diesel car and attempted to enhance it. But he wanted more, so he started to develop his own car. Henry had a natural passion for perfection, so when he discovered problems with the Tocqueville's construction, he resolved to make improvements. By the end of 1903, he had designed and built his first gasoline engine, and the following year, nearly 2 decades after founding the company, he drove the first Royce 10-horsepower vehicle into town. After his first vehicle was a success, he decided to create 2 more. He gave one of the 3 vehicles he had produced to one of his business colleagues, Ernest Claremont, and sold the other to one of his stockholders, H.E. Edmunds. In the end, Henry Edmunds, a stakeholder in Royce's business and a friend of Rolls, set up the meeting between the 2 men. Royce was upset that his business could only sell imports at the time, so Edmunds organized a meeting. Little did Edmunds know, however, that the gathering would have a lasting impact on the future of automobiles. Rolls has always preferred 3- and 4-cylinder cars, but after seeing Royce's 2-cylinder car, he was certain he had discovered what he was looking for. Because of their large age and educational gaps, as well as coming from various social levels, the 2 guys made a special team. The huge success with automobiles led to the establishment of the Rolls-Royce Corporation in 1906. Despite the fact that Henry Royce and Charles Royce were only 26 and 41 respectively, Within a year, the 6-cylinder Silver Ghost was considered the best car in the world. Astounding, right? They also owe this to Charles' partner because developing a brand requires vision. In order to improve the company's reputation in the media, Charles' partner Claude Johnson assumed the position of managing director while Henry and Charles were busy building and selling cars. Being the genius that he was, Johnson planned several stunts to highlight the dependability and silence of Rolls-Royce cars in one of his earliest advertisements. The 6-cylinder Rolls-Royce was advertised as the best car in the world, not just one of the best, and with that advertisement, the company entered the phase that would come to be associated with the name. Claude was so important to the company's development that he was given the moniker the hyphen in Rolls-Royce. Both Henry and Charles were dedicated to producing the best quality work they could, but Henry in particular had a reputation for pushing himself to the limit at work and never eating a balanced diet. Sadly, these habits had a detrimental effect on his health, but miraculously he managed to outlive his business partner Charles by a few decades. While the latter's passion for aviation grew over time, Henry refused to continue pursuing his aviation goals. Charles purchased a Ryder aircraft despite his best efforts to persuade him to build an aero engine, becoming the first person to complete a non-stop double flight across the English Channel. However, just 1 month later, everything changed when Charles, then only 32 years old, was killed in an airplane crash at Bournemouth during a flying exhibition. He was the first Briton to perish in an airplane accident. Henry had a natural work ethic, and his innovative designs helped to establish Rolls-Royce's reputation for superior engineering and quality. He adhered unwaveringly to his fundamental principle of creating the best design with the finest materials and the highest levels of craftsmanship, according to his own words. Henry continued to struggle with his health, and in 1993, he passed away. But that didn't stop him from working. His death had been caused by his early years of poor nutrition and a lifetime of overwork. He was 70 years old when he passed away, but his never-failing excitement and dedication to engineering kept him working right up until the very end. His last sketch was a design for an aero engine, something Charles had originally requested. Rolls-Royce is one of the most well-known luxury brands. The brand is well-known outside of Great Britain at the moment. Royce is owned by BMW and is still best known for building some of the most expensive automobiles in the world, such as the Rolls-Royce Cullinan Ghost Phantom Wraith. Don Torsten Müller-Otvos has been the company's CEO since 2010, and his leadership has been crucial to its success. However, it was Sir Henry Royce and Sir Charles Rolls' vision that made the company what it is today. So, what do you guys think about this amazing story of two amazing gentlemen? Let us know in the comment section. The video has come to an end. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and let us know if you'd want to see more just like it. Don't forget to hit the bell button and subscribe to the channel to be the first to know whenever we upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.